The cool thing about this is it's all UDOT. This whole road improvement is UDOT funds and will be 100% reimbursed. And it just makes sure that this project is done by state standards, UDOT standards. And so it's going to be a pretty impressive project. And it's not costing the city anything.
Welcome to Herrimanology,
the official podcast to keep up with Herriman City.
We'll take you inside the city, explore the latest news and updates, show you how your government operates, and discuss the issues that affect us all. Now, here are your hosts talking all things Herriman on Herrimanology.
All right, welcome to Herrimanology. It is Thursday, April 9th, and we have a lot going on, it turns out. Goodness gracious.
It's going to be a busy summer, and we're just on that cusp of getting into the holiday season of all the events and all that fun stuff.
Yeah, we were just going through a list of things we need to bring up on the podcast, and it's quite lengthy. We'll get into that in a few minutes. We want to recap last night's brief city council meeting.
Yeah, it was
relatively
short.
Brief.
Yeah, it was short and sweet. We got a lot of work done in it. We talked about a lot of topics, but it was out by a little after 8 or about, yeah,
right around there. I'm John LaFollette, Communications Manager for Herriman City, joined this morning by City Councilmember Teddy Hodges. How are you?
Wonderful. It's been a couple weeks.
Yeah. Thanks for coming in. One thing that will be of interest, hopefully, to everybody will be an updated firework restriction map. So that was passed last night. It was actually up for potential approval last meeting.
Yeah, 2 weeks ago.
We want to do a few more revisions on it. We made those revisions and approved it last night.
Yeah, so as you guys know, we're in an arid state. We're in a desert, and we don't have a lot of water, especially this year. So we're very cautious as a council, not only for our city stuff, but we want to protect your homes and your neighborhoods. So we went ahead and tightened up our map a little bit, especially around the creek bed areas, the urban interface. So we've updated that map. It's live. So you should be able to see that. Please follow it. We updated the city code even to tie into the actual map. And so we updated that. That's actually what we passed last night. And then the map's just an appendix to that. So please pay attention to that. Take it under advisement. It's very responsible. You've got to be responsible this year, especially on what you're doing for these activities. I know it's America 250. We're all excited. I'm getting some new apparel for that.
Which is amazing.
Yeah, I gave a little preview. Come to the rodeo. You'll see it. That's when it'll debut. But there's a lot of things going on, and we just want to make sure you guys have a safe, happy summer. And fireworks are you got to be very cautious around that. There's a lot of responsibility that goes with it.
Herriman.gov/fireworks has all the information you're going to need, including links to state code and things like that. It'll have the link to the map. There's an interactive map on there that the county publishes.
Yeah.
I don't know that will be updated right away. It will be in time before the fireworks season starts, but we will have our map in a PDF form there. It'll be up there today.
Yeah, and it's not any big surprises. If you live close to a creek bed or an open space that's not developed yet, it's going to be restricted. Yeah, definitely pay attention, but you know where you live, so yeah, zoom in, check it out.
Yeah, just like always, be smart with fireworks. There are some people who ask us, why can't we just ban all fireworks everywhere? Some cities are or have. I'm not an attorney, but we've looked at that before. We don't feel comfortable with the way state code is written to do that. We also want people to be able to celebrate. The vast majority of people are perfectly safe doing this, but please, if you live in an area that's restricted this year, and I'll say my street was allowed for fireworks last year. It will not be allowed this year. So there are several areas in the city where you have been allowed to do fireworks before that will not be allowed this year. Yeah. So check that map. We'll talk about it more as the fireworks season approaches. It's still early April right now, but just a heads up. Another city council meeting item last night that was up for a vote was grant funding awarding. So there were this year we did it same process as last year, where the city council kind of penciled in a preset budget for here are the grant funds we have available to give to community organizations. Different organizations could apply. Several did. Yep. And the city council reviewed those last night.
Yeah, so this grant money is monies we used to budget for our in-house activities, our extracurricular activities through the city groups and organizations that we all sat on. We're board members and committee members. We've since moved away from that. We have our Friends of Herriman, that is our nonprofit arm that does a lot of good in the community. But there's also other organizations that do the same thing, and so we give this an opportunity for all of them to get some of that money. And these are community programs and organizations that benefit Herriman, benefit our residents. A lot of it's musical theater, arts, parks, trails, culture, all those items. And so we don't do it lightly. We scrutinize who and what and where and when. And so we had South Valley Performing Arts, we had KMS, and Herriman, Friends of Herriman.
Yeah. So that was approved. And one more item that was voted on as well was a construction management contract. These are several layers of formalities, but this is relating to the Herriman Boulevard extension project that will be starting. It's kind of in progress already. The roadway itself will start later in the spring, but that'll be thankfully not disruptive work for the most part, but it'll be extending Herriman Boulevard / 126 South a little bit further into Olympia.
Yeah, so this project is right in the center of Olympia, where it actually connects farther from where it ends now, just past the cemetery, west of the cemetery, and goes farther west into Olympia and throughout. The cool thing about this is it's all UDOT money. This whole road improvement is UDOT funds, and will be 100% reimbursed. So this construction management service that we approved last night will flow into that, and it just makes sure that this project is done by state standards, UDOT standards. And so it's going to be a pretty impressive project, and it's not costing the city anything. So that's an easy approval. So,
which is nice because all of government funding is taxpayer funding, so like it all comes out of our pocket. It kind of depends what bucket it goes in, but it is nice that the state can use those statewide resources for us locally, and then our local resources can be allocated elsewhere.
Yeah, anytime we can get money from a different organization, like John said, it is your money. It is tax money. We have to be very critical about it, about how we use it, and be stewards of that. But when we can bring monies that you paid out to the state or the county and back into our community, that's a win-win.
Yeah.
So
there was one work meeting item discussion item, I should say. And again, the work meeting takes place in a conference room beforehand to discuss more in-depth topics or topics that aren't ready for full approval yet. It is open to the public. Mm-hmm. Sometimes people come, not usually, but sometimes people come, but that is an open meeting to the public. And of course, we always stream that online. But there was a discussion about what we call our capital improvement plan.
Yeah.
The first 2 years of which we'll be budgeting for. We are currently in the kind of budget preparation stage right now. It'll be approved in a couple of months, but this plan is also looking out over a longer period of time for basically construction projects of various types.
Yeah, so we look at a 10-year plan for our CIP to figure out what we need to do as a city. Just like a residence would be like, oh, I want to update my kitchen in 10 years, or I need new carpet, or I need a new driveway, whatever that looks like, a new roof. Those big projects that you actually have to save for. So we take it under advisement and we tally it up and keep track of them. And we have a matrix on what project gets done, and it goes through all the departments. And so it's a needed project. We know it's coming up, a road maintenance, road repair, upgrades to city buildings, whatever it may be. Those all get ranked on this sheet. It's all public information, especially the packet from last night. It's a daunting number. It's a big 8-digit number, and so we need to make sure that we're planning for that. As a city, we've shifted from a yearly budget to budgeting in 2-year chunks, so we can get that longer runway and see where we're at, and see what we need to change or shift in our house to figure out how to pay for stuff.
Yeah, and it's expensive. The city budget may look big at just a first glance, but when you compare it to all these projects that have to come up, and the price for projects is just going up all the time, and it's kind of frustrating when you have to budget for them. But the price tag for these needed projects, and we're talking road widenings or new roads in some cases that don't qualify for developers to be able to pay for them entirely, or water replacement or new parks, things like that. they're all really expensive, and the number of the dollars that we have to pay for them each year is much smaller than the list of projects, and that's just, you have to prioritize every single year.
Yeah, and so some of you may think, okay, well, why is that road? You've been telling us that road or that stoplight is going to be coming in for years, and it's coming. We just don't know when we can afford it and where it ranks. And so it could be on the CIP list for a decade or longer, and it may not get done yet because the priority isn't quite there. So, yeah.
All right, now is the time for our upcoming events in various forms. I will try to list these out chronologically. They're not written that way in my notes. So we'll see how quickly and how well I can think on my feet. First, next Thursday, April 16th.
A week from today.
A week from today, there are two things to be aware of. One, in the morning is senior bingo. That happens
About quarterly.
a few times a year down in the community room here at the City Hall. 10 a.m.
It's amazing. It's a fun program. However, I won't be there this time, so a lot of you guys will miss me. I know I have a group of seniors that love interacting with myself, the mayor, and I think so. The mayor and Matt Basham, our other city council member, will be there hosting or calling bingo is what we do. There's usually about 50-ish plus people there. They have refreshments and they have prizes, so come out. It's super fun. If you're not there, you have another chance coming up in a couple months. So
yeah, it's a good time. Very popular, very well attended, and there's still room for more.
Yes.
Later that day in the same room, community room, kind of a unique thing. So as you're well aware, if you're a podcast listener, Chief Troy Carr retired, and that began the process to hire a new chief of the Herriman Police Department. There are a few candidates, and we're doing something kind of interesting where the public has a chance to meet the finalist candidates and kind of interact with them and submit your feedback via, there's a web form and a QR code, and that will go to city leadership and be part of the process as they weigh the decision to appoint a new police chief. So that will happen next Thursday afternoon, evening, 5:30 in the community room. So unusual, but a chance to meet the candidates to be the new Herriman Police Department chief, just to ask questions, get to know them, get a feel on their personalities, and see what you think is the best fit.
Yeah, I think that's the critical thing is we have the opportunity to help not pick the new police chief, but give feedback on who they are and what you feel around them, because they're the face of our police. They're the face, just like the mayor or the city manager. They're in that position where they carry a lot of weight, and we need to be able to interact with them. We need to be able to discuss things with them. And if you feel comfortable talking to them in an open public meeting, it's great, because in the time of need or crisis, you have that resource.
And I want to be clear that the feedback from the community, it's not a simple vote. You're not voting on the police chief in that meeting, but the feedback that you have and give to the city leadership will be a part of the decision-making process. So I want to be clear that it's not just whoever shows up gets to vote on the police chief, but it is a chance for you to interact with them.
Yeah, they'll take it under advisement, just like any public comment on any topic. We always look at those. We always read them. If you're in a meeting or it's on email or whatever it may be, we take that under advisement, and we seriously look at everything to where we scrutinize it, and we want to hear your opinion. So
next thing chronologically, I think April 20, a week from this coming Monday, Hungry Herriman starts back up. Food trucks every Monday night here at the City Hall, just outside at Crane Park. A new shuffle of trucks every week.
Yeah, so we partner with the Food Truck League, and they bring out all kinds of different vendors, and you get a little taste of everything.
Next up, Saturday the 18th. And that's not even the right order. I messed up on my order.
Fine, no.
Darn it. Yeah. Saturday morning, Friends of Herriman are hosting a wildflower hike. So that's 8 to 10 a.m. Any are welcome to come, whether it's families, little kids, or if you just want to come with some buddies. Saturday morning, 8 to 10, meet at the Black Ridge trailhead that's right next to Black Ridge Reservoir, basically the same parking lot.
Yeah, again, Friends of Herriman is a great part of the community, and they actually get people out on these trails. They do trails maintenance. They do all kinds of fun things. But if you haven't been able to hike our hills and see the wildflowers, this is a great chance to be with a group, know where you're going. If you haven't ever hiked the trails, it's a great introduction.
Yeah.
So.
The Friends of Herriman are hosting a spring paint night Friday evening, April 24. Information on that at friendsofherriman.org. I don't have a ton of it right here in front of me, but that's something they do a couple times a year. Yeah. The Herriman Chorale has a choir concert April 27. Location still pending. We'll make sure, like you mentioned, we'll share that on our social media, relay that from the Friends of Herriman, but that's coming up. Yeah. That's a great performing group. Come and hear them. And then Tree Time on Cinco de Mayo, May 5th at 6 p.m.
Yeah, Tree Time with Trent. I mean, if you guys don't know our city arborist, Trent, he's amazing. He has so much knowledge. Some of you guys have taken advantage of his Tree Time events in the past. You can walk through our little tree farm where he's doing a little experiments and seeing and looking and growing new trees. He's pretty smart. He's been doing this for quite some time. But on May 5th, he's looking for what you want to know. There's a survey on our social medias right now where you can click and scan the QR code and get into the survey where you can put in your information and say, hey, I want to know about this. Or, hey, I have this type of tree. How do I take care of it? Or this tree is doing something weird. He will know. He will teach you. He'll help you take care of your trees. Yeah.
So Tree Time, Cinco de Mayo in the evening. So I almost got through successfully chronologically.
Almost. Close.
Almost. One more thing before we're done today. There's construction going on right now, Real Vista Drive and Mountain View Corridor. Some people have noticed already there's a new median in the middle of Real Vista Drive that if you are used to going north downhill on Real Vista Drive, turning left into that kind of Lee's Marketplace area, that's not going to be an option. You have to go another
half
50,
block.
Another half block and turn left there at the stop sign. There's a new median there. That's part of a new traffic signal project that is going in right now on Mountain View at Real Vista Drive.
Yeah, so there's a lot of happenings, a lot of construction in that area. We've got Juniper Crest Road that's going to be coming through. That's coming along. That landscaping just up in that Juniper area is getting done as well. The trail's in, so there's a lot of activity up there. And then on Mountain View Corridor, you can see them actually widening that 2-lane road up into 4 lanes. It's going to be a full intersection with the stoplight and everything, and then going into that Lee's Market area over into the RSL Zion's Academy stuff over there.
So construction project information we found Herriman.gov. We have a link there right on our homepage now, so you don't even have to remember the construction-projects URL anymore. Just go right to our homepage and you can find updated information there. So
yeah, and if you guys have any questions about anything, we've got our customer service line downstairs. They will get you the right department. You can call if you're not on social media or if you're not on the internet too much and you're just listening to this. Give us a call. Check out the social media page. Check out those calendars. And stay tuned.
Or if you have a question for us on the podcast, communications@herriman.gov is the email address. Just write in and whatever question you have, we'll talk about it. Yeah. So
awesome.
Thanks, Councilmember Hodges, for coming in this morning.
Thank you.
Thank you for listening and watching, and we'll catch you next time.